For this third week of Advent, the word I'd like to focus on is hope. And that comes from St. John the Baptist, who's in the stained glass window behind me. As we heard in the gospel this weekend, there is one coming after me who you do not recognize. I am not worthy to stoop and unloosen the thong of his sandal. St. John hoped in the coming of Christ. He proclaimed hope in the coming of the one who was coming behind him, whose herald he was. And Advent is a season of hope. It calls us to hope in something bigger than ourselves. I couldn't help but think how appropriate that is for Advent of 2020, because this has been a rough year. Our world, with all of its advancements, all its technology, all of the things we think we've accomplished, has been brought literally to its knees by a virus. And at times like this, we need to be reminded of the power of hope, to hope in something bigger than ourselves, to hope in someone beyond us, which obviously is God. And Advent calls us to prepare for the coming of the Lord. Another message we hear from St. John the Baptist: prepare the way of the Lord, make straight his path. And in these last few days of Advent, as Christmas quickly approaches, we are called to cultivate and to nurture that virtue of hope within ourselves. That even though things have not been great this year, even though there's still a lot of fear, uncertainty, we're not sure how things are going to pan out, we are called to hope in God who is bigger than us, to hope in God who can fix this, to hope, as St. John said, in the one coming after him. For the birth of Christ brought hope to a less than perfect world. And as we get ready to celebrate his birth, 2020 years later, it continues to bring hope to a very imperfect world. But yet, a child lying in the manger, the Son of God incarnate, God present with us, our Emmanuel, is able to bring hope that our God is with us, that we're not alone. We don't have to fix all the problems. We don't have to make it all better. That's what God is for. And my friends, that's who we hope in. That's who we believe in. And ultimately, that's who we trust in. As St. John reminded us, there's one he was calling us to prepare for, who is the source of all of our hope. As we prepare for the birth of Christ that we celebrate once again in this very difficult and challenging year, I think it's safe to say we all need to be more in touch and to cultivate that great gift of hope. So that as we prepare to celebrate Christ's birth and see a baby lying in the manger, we can realize that in the eyes of that child are the eyes of God himself, who ultimately is the source of all of our hope.